Good morning and welcome to FYI. A real pleasure to have in studio. We have two folks from Morrison Community Hospital, Jesse West, along with Crystal Meganberg. Mental Health Awareness Month is just wrapping up. Before we get into those questions, a little bit of a background for the both of you. Crystal, your involvement with mental health awareness.
I am a nurse practitioner specializing in psychiatric mental health.
And so that's kind of led you into this?
Yes.
What was your education background, Crystal?
I went to the University of Iowa, got a doctorate in nursing practice. First, I was doing adult gero primary care, and then I found that mental health really was so intertwined with physical health. So I decided to add that specialty, and here I am.
All right. Well, congratulations to you. Jesse, a little bit about your background.
I have a master's in social work, and then I sat for a licensure test for licensed clinical social work and started out in pediatrics and then moved to Morrison to work with the entire population.
Okay. Again, if I could get you both to speak up just a little bit more, I really would appreciate that. So our listeners can hear what you do have to say, because it's going to be very important. So Mental Health Awareness Month, wrapping up, brings attention to an important topic. From your perspectives, why is it important for communities like ours to talk openly about mental health?
So we do have a smaller rural community. A lot of rural residents, they do carry a lot of responsibilities. They are accustomed to putting others first, so that adds to a lot of chronic stress. They also they're known for a lot of resilience, hard work, strong relationships, and also they do have an area, like they have higher suicide rates than urban areas. So open discussions about that is important, so people can get the help that they want sooner rather than when we get into crisis.
Okay, Jesse, did you want to address that question as well?
Sure. I think that a lot of rural areas are more of like pull yourself up by your bootstraps, deal with it and move on with life. And I think mental health is often overlooked in rural areas because of that, because we are more agricultural communities.
And that stigma.
And the stigma of that. And it's just, we've always been a do-it-yourself type of community. And so I think bringing more awareness to mental health is big.
Yeah, I could see where, especially Midwesterners and especially those in the farming community, they're just going to solve the problem themselves, or they're just going to go ahead and get over it, right?
I have a hard time asking for help.
Exactly.
Because it's what they've always had to do.
Right.
So how do you get them to open up?
I meet them where they're at. Just starting a conversation, tell me a little bit about yourself. It's not...
Like any relationship, really. You are uncomfortable at first with anybody, and then you start talking more, and as you talk, they do kind of relax and open up.
All right, very good.
Like anybody.
Like you folks are doing today. You're going to open up and talk very well here today. I've got a feeling about that. Again, we're talking mental health with Crystal and Jesse from Morrison Community Hospital. Many people experience stress, anxiety, or depression at some points in their lives. What are some common signs that someone may benefit from seeking professional support? Jesse, let's start with you. We'll make it your turn this time.
Any changes in their routines, such as like sleep disruptions, a lot more insomnia, pulling away from other people, isolating yourself, and just noticing like that you just aren't dealing well with stress in your life on a day-to-day basis.
Crystal?
A lot of those physical signs like trouble sleeping too much, fatigue, low energy, withdrawing from friends, family. A lot of people do try to self-treat with alcohol and substances, so you might see yourself or a friend drinking more often or using other substances to self-treat. Falling behind on work, difficulty concentrating are all signs of anxiety, depression.
I'm going to stray from the questions every once in a while, but I won't make them too tough for you.
Yeah, that's great.
So how do people get in touch with you? I mean, how are they pointed in your direction?
That's a great question. A lot of times people get referrals from their primary care doctors. Okay. However, We don't need a referral, so you can call our clinic anytime. Calling the Morrison Hospital is a great start.
Jesse, I would imagine, I mean, you're going to see these people more than just one time. And is there a time when you feel that, okay, you're good to go now, or do you need to do like a follow-up after so many sessions?
I would say that depends on the person and the situation. Some people, therapy should be a short-term relationship, not one that lasts forever. And that short-term is different for every single person. And so it's when the person and myself start feeling like, oh, I think they're doing okay. It's more of just like chit-chat. That's when we start going more towards like, hey, let's separate the sessions out to a longer length in between, or if you want to just come back as needed, whatever works for them.
And of course, I would imagine every case is different, individual cases,
different.
each one of them. So when do you get kind of a comfortable feel with a patient?
I think that's different for every patient. I mean, just like anybody, there's people that you really have good chemistry with, or sometimes it's harder to connect with them, and that's based on personality. That is why it's so important to find the right providers, therapists, mental health providers, even your primary doctor. It's important to find that chemistry, but sometimes just finding the small things that you have in common really help.
And Jesse, I would imagine sometimes it's difficult to get somebody to open up.
It sure is. And so it's a lot of times the first couple sessions are more just talking back and forth, getting to know each other a little bit. And along with what Crystal was saying, I tell everybody that comes in that therapy is a lot like dating. There's a lot of fish in the sea, and not every therapist is the right therapist for you. So if it's not, throw it back and keep on fishing until you find one that does work for you, because we're not all the same and we're not all going to be the right one, the right fit for each person.
And then on the other side of that, are there folks who just really open up and that they have a positive approach to their situation?
Absolutely. They're just more relaxed about opening up and just are able to. And that's wonderful, but there's no wrong way.
Again, visiting with Crystal and Jesse, going back to the questions now. There is still stigma surrounding mental health care. What would you say to someone who may be hesitant or nervous about reaching out for help?
I would tell them that it's no different than seeking help for your physical health. If somebody's having chest pain or diabetes issues, you would want them to go to the doctor. That's normal to go to the doctor to treat those problems or have preventative care. It is the same. There's physiological things that happen within our body as well as in our brain. Mental health is health. So it's about taking that seriously and not waiting till crisis.
Jesse, do you find it is a stigma for the people that you are working with or the people who are around the people you are working with? Their kind of their support or their family and friends?
Yes. I think a lot of times people come in as a very last resort. Like, I've tried everything else in my life, nothing's worked, so I'm going to give therapy a shot. And then there's those that don't even want to say to others that they're struggling with their mental health because of how people in their family or friends are going to look at them, or they think they'll look at them.
We're going to take a break for the weather in just 1 minute, but I have a question I want to ask both of you. I would imagine in the time that you've been doing this, there have been some success stories. So what is the feeling like for you as a therapist when you get somebody on the right track?
I love it. It makes my day when I see somebody that, like, it finally clicks with them and they're doing well in their life. Like, best feeling in the world.
Do they come back to you and say thanks?
Yes, they do sometimes, yeah. Okay. And it's great when that happens.
Crystal?
That's the same. It is so rewarding. A lot of times, I mean, this is a hard career to be in. So much, it's like, am I doing the right thing? You question yourself, but when we start seeing somebody working and growing, it's so rewarding, and seeing that change and seeing them flourish is wonderful.
Again, visiting with Crystal and Jesse from Morrison Community Hospital. Let's take a break for the weather, brought to you by Prairie Lumber.
Calmer skies return to our region today. A good mix of clouds and sunshine, and temperatures not changing much. We'll be right back up to 80 degrees for this afternoon. We will, though, see more clouds come in as we go into this evening and overnight. Overnight lows will be dropping into the upper 50s. With your Storm Track 8 weather impact forecast, I'm meteorologist Andrew Stutzky.
Fair skies, generally sunny out there. We do have west winds, 70 degrees. Our update brought to you by Prairie Lumber.
If you're planning on replacing the siding on your home, consider Versetta Stone Siding from Prairie Lumber in Fulton. Versetta Stone delivers the authentic look of handcrafted stone with a mortarless, panelized system that installs like siding. Best of all, get 10% off Versetta Stone products now through June 30th. Stop by Prairie Lumber at 915 2nd Street in Fulton today and see which Versetta Stone products are right for you.
On today's FYI program, a real pleasure to have in studio with us Crystal Meganberg and Jesse West. They are with Morrison Community Hospital, just wrapping up Mental Health Awareness Month. Well, both of you as healthcare professionals, what are some practical steps individuals can take to support their own mental wellness and build resilience in their daily lives? Crystal?
So one of the most important things that like wellness isn't built through one big action. It's starting small, doing little things to change what you're doing to build that resilience, build that strength to help you get through those tough situations. So it's not one huge thing. It's not going to happen overnight, and it's little steps. And we are here to support you through that.
Jesse?
Yeah, I'd say just like with our New Year's resolutions, don't make them too big. Start baby steps, something you can do 1% better than the day before, like prioritizing sleep. If I'm not going to bed until midnight, maybe I can work at getting to bed at 11 o'clock instead, and just little things that can help incrementally. Getting outside and going for a walk when it's decent weather out, talking with somebody outside of yourself. And I think also, mental health, it's all in our heads, truly, right? Because our thoughts are what drive us, and how we're thinking about ourselves does affect how we live our lives.
And when people say all in your head, I always remind people that everything's in our head. Our ability to walk and move and talk is in our head, literally. So, yeah, it is what it is.
You have been kind enough to supply me with some questions. Question that came to my mind is, when you go into a session, do you have structured questions or guidelines that you go with each individual?
Yes, basic sets of questions. However, pending on the situation and the patient and what they're going through and how they are they introverted? Are they more outspoken and open? It really depends on how those questions are asked and what questions are asked.
Okay, Jesse?
I usually tell people on the first intake session that there's two ways we can do this. I can either go through and ask the questions, or they can just tell me their story. And usually they choose one of those two ways, and then I write things down and I say, hey, this isn't going to be like what you see on TV with the psychiatrist just sitting there all the time writing
Laying on
notes.
the couch.
Yeah.
I was just going to ask that. Do you have a couch?
We do have couches, but I mean,
I've had one person lay on my couch.
Okay.
usually they sit.
I would think, they're on the couch, but talk about eye-to-eye contact. I think that would play a big role in how you're looking at the patient.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, and you can tell, like, if somebody isn't making eye contact, then they're clearly nervous to be there. And so
Nervous or depressed or
Yeah.
feeling shame. And so we can use all of those things to really assess how they're doing and their reactions.
And you see the more comfortable they are with you, the more eye contact they do start to make.
What is the length of a typical session?
So mine are very different from hers because I do more medication management. My first one is approximately an hour, give or take. Follow-up appointments usually last 20 minutes, give or take, depending on the situation.
Jess?
I have set aside 50 minutes for every session. If it's a kiddo, sometimes it's more like a half hour when their attention span just goes away, or Sometimes we run right up to the hour. It's just variable with the person.
You bring up something interesting. You mentioned kiddos. So, I mean, I would imagine you've got a wide range, age-wise, on the people that you deal with. Talk about that.
Yeah, we see, I know I myself see kids from 5, and then I have people that are in their 80s that I'm seeing as well.
So 5.
Yeah,
That's amazing. I can't imagine that.
it's fun.
Crystal?
Yeah, same. 5 to 100 plus.
100 plus. You would think they'd be mentally secure when they're over 100 years old.
Everybody's a little bit different. We
Yeah.
all have our struggles at various ages.
Okay, final question. And again, thank you both so much for coming in today. Looking ahead, what resources and services are available through Morrison Community Hospital and the Family Care Clinic for individuals and families seeking mental health support? Crystal?
Well, there's us, and sometimes knowing about us, learning about us goes through our primary care. So we do have a wonderful array of providers, nurse practitioners, and doctors that do family practice there. We have an urgent care, and a lot of times that can lead to us, but also you can just get a hold of us at our clinic directly.
And I think a lot of people like the fact that we are in a separate building from the main hospital.
Okay.
We are over by the superwash, and so it is a lot more private, and people that are just coming into the hospital don't see people going to their mental health appointments because there is still that stigma attached with mental health.
And I would imagine people, Facebook, social media, you guys are on that, I would think.
I believe so. I think Morrison Community Hospital is.
Yes.
Okay, certainly. Just go, I would imagine they've got a website. So
Yes, they do. Absolutely.
Google Morrison Community Hospital. Before I let you go, and again, thank you both so much for your time. Just some closing comments from the both of you. Crystal?
Yeah, mental health and mental wellness is a lot like physical wellness. You don't want to wait. You don't build strength overnight. It takes time, and taking care of your mental health is not selfish. It's needed. If you're going to take care of other people, you need to take care of yourself first.
Jesse?
We all go through stuff, and none of us are perfect. Crystal and me especially are not perfect people, and we make that very well known when we are meeting with people. And you don't have to have a major trauma to come into therapy. Sometimes people just need a listening ear, and so we're there for everybody to walk alongside them and not be above them, but just be there as a help and a support.
Your feelings are valid. Don't compare yourself.
Thank you both for coming in. It was very enjoyable listening to what you had to say. And again, they can contact Morrison Community Hospital to find out more. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.